Hello everyone, welcome back to the final exam, 1302 final exam, part 2. Um, we're going to start off with question 5, where we left off on the other one, on part 1. It says, what do you know now about how to compose posts for your audience that you didn't know before my class? How has audience impacted the way you compose posts? And what was the most difficult thing you experienced while trying to create, design posts for your specific audience for social media? First off, I learned that a good design could be used to draw attention. For my second post of the project, I thought about using visuals that could imitate an environment similar to what is being talked about. Um, this could draw in people that are looking for the information to feel relaxed, and people who are exploring it as amateurs to feel comfortable viewing, or not viewing, to feel comfortable reading the information themselves. And for the third post, I thought about using a sort of a discussion type of environment, a place where it's talked about in sort of seriousness, but with the same type of feel that is gardening. I also did, since the wooden background imitates that of a table, it's also really good background for reading text. In the future, I'd like to use this knowledge by using the concept that was used for the first question of less words. Sometimes less words is better, but instead use it as sometimes less visuals is better. Better for the eye and to better understand what's going on instead of being overwhelmed with text or unnecessary colors. I also learned that my audience varied in ages. While creating the posts, I caught myself using very meme-like images. Very similar to I found myself using lingual very similar to what I use on the regular day basis. But if you're trying to express a message clearly, using language from other places is not very helpful to first person viewers, for the people viewing it the first time, or people who are not people who don't find that sort of language relevant to themselves. So I also learned that using less images that would be narrowly directed at certain audiences is better, and making it more educational could even draw in audiences from different ages. I plan to use this. I plan to use this knowledge by considering different age groups and even possibly motivate them to join each other in activities in the future. Question 6. What do you know now about working with your peers that you didn't know before my class? I learned that heading towards the same goal was really helpful. Even though we all had different topics on what to talk about, what to research, it was very helpful to have that common knowledge of working with social media. Even though some peers have a small amount of knowledge on using a certain social media platform. The other peer or the other classmate could know more about it than the person actually working on it. So knowing the environment or knowing the place to work at can really help providing feedback and sort of ways of recommending tools on how to post the information, whether it be, for example, Instagram, whether it be posts, story, reels, um, IGTV, or maybe put them together in a collage. Also, helping them resize pictures or videos to best fit those formats. I also learned that having different perspectives was helpful. Having being able to share each other's drafts and looking at them before actually publishing them was a way to see the way my other peers thought about organizing their work, thought about how they would organize their certain topic, being uh, completely different from mine, and sort of implementing their ideas into mine, and vice versa, to better help construct our final posts. Question 7. So it says, what do you know now about how feedback works that you didn't know before my class? What was the most difficult thing you experienced while engaging in feedback in my class? I learned that having questions was really helpful when providing feedback. It really helped us get into the issues that our peers were having, and for example, like knowing how they felt about where they were at in the project that they were making or the posts, knowing what the problem is and how bad it is how bad it is to be fixed. In the future, I can use this knowledge by being considerate of how the person receiving my feedback might take the criticism, um, because not knowing how the person feels about a certain thing that they're working on, and you providing them something that would hurt their project instead of helping it, is could be very bad for them and very inconsiderate of you giving it. I also learned that requesting feedback made it a lot easier to provide feedback. Having our peers know and knowing what we wanted help with, what we wanted to get fixed on our draft, was sort of like a guide or a map to help the person giving the feedback look for what is needed. For example, here I have my peer asking for ways of organizing her information, how to go about presenting it, whether it be infographic, poster, comic, or even a video, and what sort of images should she create from the visuals, and knowing what she wanted exactly, or knowing what could help her. It was very easy for me to look for how to help her first idea and how to use it on the social media. It's also very helpful when you guys are when the person giving the feedback is working with the same platform, social media platform, So recommending um, recommending things to the peer is also really helpful if that's the case. Her asking for the types of visuals she should add to her posts help me go find what she was asking for, and since she wanted help organizing her information, I sort of gave her my idea of separating them into stages. And here, as you can see right here, it says for the stage 1 that you could add visuals like this on the background of the text. So her asking for that help really allowed me to know where to search in order to be able to help her. Finally, this question is for you guys, and it asks what you should expect to learn in this class. Um, you should expect to learn how to think creatively, uh, and to use that sort of thinking when talking to your audience in real time. Um, you Unlike traditional 1302 English classes, you're not doing your research and writing for your professor. You're actually doing your research and writing to your audience, and you're writing it in a way that would be, in a way that could be best fit for the audience you're targeting. And it's very important to be able to do those things because you're posting in real time and communicating with your audience in real time. You should also expect to learn how to reflect on yourself and your work. You should learn how to like find, I guess, different perspectives on how you could better yourself, to plan out ways on how to ref- and finally you should learn how to find good sources. That becomes very important when working with the previous 3 points, because finding the good source, it creates a foundation um, in organizing your information, which is the creative thinking, and putting it into words that your audience could understand it, and checking to see if it could checking to see if Jesus Christ, your biggest worries, concerns, fears, or difficulties you could have. Personally, I think finding the right research question at the beginning, uh, not having that set to what you want, could be very dangerous uh, when continuing on the course, because you could feel very lost midway and feel very unmotivated when creating your projects. In order to fix that, you could try picking a topic that you're uh, genuinely interested in. For example, it could be a hobby, some controversial issue, uh, almost anything that you do daily could work out. It could really help you set a foundation when looking for information to express to your audience in real time. And that's my final exam. Thank you guys for watching, um, and a special thanks to Professor Bonnie. I enjoyed my stay. Thank you very much.